have affordable housing development sites, general updates. I was unfortunate to miss the housing trust meeting, which they had was last Wednesday at 8:45 a.m. I was actually at the airport and couldn't call in. They actually had a quorum, so I did reach out to Steve. What happened last month? We had Steve Gomer and I from the trust went in front of the select board to get approval to, move forward with seeing if there was property in Cohasset, specifically, Fred, the property there on Pond and 3A was Esposito's old spot. To see if that's possible to put a house on. And then there were two spots on the other side of 3A. One of them next to Stop and Shop, which Cassandra confirmed had a conservation restriction on it. And so the other property was at the end of Evergreen Road. So, so that we wanted to know, why did it end? Maybe they just didn't continue building homes for no reason, or a reason we don't know yet. And there is some other property down below there that we could look at as well if it costs the same amount of money. So I have to get together with the trust to figure out, who the contractor would be and what type of contractor would go look at the property to see if it's buildable property. I know that folks in town who's familiar with the process referenced one or two contractors, so I got to reach out to him to see where we could go with that. So that's one main thing that's open there on development sites. Of course, we have the 808 Jerusalem Road site. We'll get some updates from Mary on that. I haven't heard of any other sites that are in process or developable, but I can tell you that I was told that the gas station in the village was sold, and I don't think the buyers have gone to town hall or planning yet. Cassandra, have you confirmed any of that?
The new owner came before the board, the planning board, to request an extension for the permit that was granted by the planning board back in 2023. However, they didn't necessarily need to do that because of the Permit Extension Act, which is some state legislation that allows any permit in existence or granted between essentially 2023 and January 1st of this year, an automatic 2-year extension. So he did contact the planning board and is going to be looking into pursuing that project. But there's not really much else to report other than that.
Okay. So that's one that we would like to convince them to do apartments instead of condos, because that would help our numbers greatly if they stick to the number of units that were there. What's the address for that property again?
It's 55 South Main Street.
55?
Yes.
South Main, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a 2-year automatic extension on the. So he has till January 1 of 2027.
He would have until, I think it's May 2nd, 2027.
Okay. To figure out what to do with the property. Okay. That's good news. We're either going to get 4 units or 14, or 2 units and 10 or something. I forget how many units they had at the time. So hopefully they're apartments.
Yep.
Yeah, I know in the town of Hull, they tore down the old arcades and everything. And I understand the unit that's going there is falling under that MBTA overlay that were forced on all the towns, and it was going to be apartments instead of condos.
Mm.
So that'll help them for their 40B. But so that'll be interesting to see how that pans out for them. I don't have any other updates on any other sites. I have not checked with building department. I know that the condos at 1 Pleasant Street, I don't know if we have confirmed we have credit for those, Cassandra, or not. Because I don't think
We do
they're
not
occupied.
have credit yet. They have to get approved first, and then I need to apply for us to get credit.
Okay, so is somebody tracking that at all, or are we supposed to track that?
Nope, that's me.
Okay. Um, okay, because I know that I'm a sewer commissioner as well. We haven't heard anything about when each unit sells, they have to come to us for the privilege and hookup fee. And we haven't had anyone come in yet, so I'm not sure if anything's sold over there yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he's sold any of the market rate ones.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we have 1 Pleasant Street we're keeping an eye on. 55 South Main, we hope to hear from somebody at some point. Mary, Fred, can you think of any other sites in town?
Someone mentioned that site of the old Catholic church across from the rectory.
Oh, yeah.
That there's a lot there.
That's still owned by the rectory.
Yeah. I mean, someone was curious about what's going on with if anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so so I'm a parishioner there. I know that at the end of
I had my confirmation in that old church.
I know Father Mulvihill told me he hasn't seen you since your mother passed away, Fred.
Yeah, I know. He told you, huh?
Yes, he did. So but yeah, they actually made a trail through there to the back of the center, parish center.
Yeah.
So there's stations of the cross that go all the way through there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a convent that went that closed down in the down on the South Coast area. So a couple of folks that went and picked up all of the stuff that they had and brought it to Cohasset and put it in there.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we're doing with it. Yeah. The I mentioned this on our committee before because we looked at that, I think, several years ago, but if my memory serves me correctly, because when I talked to Father Mulvihill about that lot, because my sister's on Spring Street and now it's a dead end.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the last house on the left, the St. Anthony's owned that as well. So the nuns live there. The nuns used to live.
Yeah.
So she bought the nuns' house.
Oh, okay.
Which Mary Desmond was there.
I remember that.
Yeah. So so my sister bought that house from the Archdiocese, and then we had talked about that property across the way, but this is something planning board would know, and that is in order to get the parish center built, they needed to count that lot as part of their contiguous lot because of the wetlands issue.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's conservation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Sounds like it's locked in.
I don't know if they could sell that lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, Cassandra. Is that something people just forget over time, or is that etched in stone somewhere?
I mean, if it was a part of a planning board decision, that would have been filed with the Registry of Deeds.
It would be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's hearsay or actual. So yeah, we can double check, double check that. Yeah. So, yeah, I think what we,
Good to know the background. Yeah. Thank you.
yeah. So that's what I know about that area. And,
I've always been curious. how many people are living in the rectory? Is that something that we could convince them to sell to us and get them an apartment for the the priest, that would free up all that whole building for people, and and still give someone a place, a priest or the pastor a place to live. But I thought there were other people living there too, so I don't know, but it just seems like such a waste of space and property. And when I think the church is holding on to a lot of real estate, that its mission should be, to me, to divest of some of it, or at least rent it out or something like that for affordable
Yeah.
housing.
There's a story that Cardinal Cushing was pulling his hair out in the middle of the street there when he saw that, when it was first built. But
So believe it or not, they owned the house on Summer Street right next to the church.
Mhm.
And I don't know if the Historic Society was in that too at one
it
point.
used to be
But
the Lothrop House. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Historic Society.
Oh,
had
the
it.
local, yeah, sure.
yeah, so St. Anthony's owned it and sold it. And they always had the rectory. So they are keeping the rectory. That was something that was talked about, I think, when, before COVID, because they are, that technically it's not called a merger, but they have what they call collaboratives, where we're a collaborative with the town of Hull. So the priest goes from Hull to Cohasset and share duties. They also have a rectory in Hull.
Yep.
But they chose the rectory in Cohasset as the primary residence. So there's actually three priests that live there most of the time, because the chaplain for the South Shore Hospital tends to reside in Cohasset at the rectory there.
Okay.
Yeah, and though it looks big, it's I don't know that there's much more than 4 bedrooms upstairs.
Okay.
The main floor is like anybody else's house, right? Living room, dining room, kitchen, family room. And then underneath, the reason why it looks so tall is the basement is actually floor is on ground level, right? So the whole
Mhm.
house is raised up 8 feet,
Oh,
and the food pantry's back there.
Yeah.
They have, yeah. So that's kind of the story there. But other places in town that we looked at, like I said, where we think we get the bang for the most buck would probably be at the end of Evergreen. And then, I don't know, Esposito's, if much could be done there, but we're going to look at it anyway, because that's what the trust wants to do. And then the other properties that are there, we could take a look at. That's along at the end of Evergreen. I did talk to Wayne Sawchuck in the past. He has property up behind Shaw's,
Yeah.
and he was going to do something up there to have some sort of, senior living or some level of affordable housing living, but he never really moved past the design phases of it. Of course, there's no sewer up there, so he's kind of limited to what he can do up there.
Oh, okay.
That was the only other person we ever talked to.
It may be worth checking with him again, like, just seeing if he's had any, I know I think he sold some of his downtown property, so I'm wondering if he's, looking to divest of those things or go forward or whatever.
So I believe he still owns the lot next to Bia's,
Oh, okay.
and he may have others in it with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the culvert had to be moved in order to do that project, in order to make it make sense.
Yep.
I could certainly reach out to him.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, if the gas station moves forward, they have to fix the culvert there anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, culvert and sewer and water mains already had a major burst there 2 years ago. So, but we know the culvert needs to be repaired or replaced. So, so any other sites or ideas?
I'm sorry,
Well-
where are we on Evergreen Lane again? I'm sorry.
We're gonna get together with the trust, the housing trust. They're gonna
Okay.
fund a contractor to go out and review the property to see
Okay.
if it's buildable.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so next we have on the agenda 8789 Cushing Road. So if you recall, that is the property that was converted to housing. It has 4 units.
So I just wanted to update the steering committee that the owner of that property, who manages those units, he has 2 units that have been available for quite some time. One of which is, I believe, one is a studio, and I think the other one is a 1-bedroom, but I can confirm that real quick. Essentially, both units have been vacant since November. Part of that was because one of the tenants was in and out of a hospital and hadn't actually moved out. So he couldn't advertise it yet, but the other one has just been vacant. They are both available for applications. It's first come, first serve for anybody who qualifies. But he has expressed multiple times that he's kind of in a hard place because both of those units have been vacant for so long. And obviously, as a property manager, if your units are vacant, you're not getting any income from them. So I just wanted to make you all aware that those units have been vacant. And if you hear of anybody who is looking, if you could encourage them to look into it. Obviously, if it's not suitable for them, they don't have to apply, but just
So
kind of spreading the word.
is there local preference on these?
There is not.
There's no local preference.
I
Okay,
don't
so,
believe so.
okay. I was gonna say we could reach out to Stephanie Saunders. To
I
see
have
if-
given it to, I've given Stephanie the information, and I've also given the Director of Elder Affairs the information to advertise as well.
Okay,
What was the number again of the street number?
It's 8789 Cushing Road.
Thank you.
I think it's like a cinder block look on the house on the outside there. Fred, when you go down Cushing.
Ed Goff's?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
And to clarify, it is a 1 studio apartment and then 1 2-bedroom. It is a 2-bedroom, not a 1-bedroom.
oh,
Okay, a 2-bedroom and a 1 studio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they first floor, second floor? Probably second floor.
I'm not sure if it specified that. I do know that there are 2 floors there. Let me see if there's. One of them definitely appears to be on the 2nd floor. The other one might be on the 1st floor, just judging by the photos that they have on the listing. And the application for both of those units is through MCO Housing Services. They are the ones who are like kind of checking the applications and whatnot.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I don't know how 390 CZC is doing because I know he added extra units over there.
Yep, those units also just came online this week. So there's a lottery for them that will be
Okay.
upcoming.
Okay.
how many units?
There are 3 units at 390 CJC.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, so we got 5 units available. That's good news. All right. I think next we'll jump to any subcommittee updates. Mary, any updates on 808 Jerusalem?
Yes, sorry, my phone was out of juice and I had to run the printer, so I've been back and forth. So I talked to both Tamar and Michael, who's the volunteer guy, over the last 3 or 4 days. Tamar is actually leaving. She's, I think, well, this was as of last week. She had 3 more weeks, so I don't know if it's two or 2.5 or 3 left. But anyway, she's she needed some time with getting a daughter graduated and all the senior festivities and all that stuff. So she's taking some time off. But she's actually leaving the job. A guy named Joe, I didn't get his last name. A guy named Joe was supposed to take over.
Is she permanently leaving?
Yeah, permanently leaving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they have a replacement already, and I didn't hear when exactly he was leaving, but since they've got him already hired, I'm sure it will be very quickly after she's gone. But anyway, so that's that update. I was assured by both Tamar and Michael that the project's on schedule. However, I've got the old schedule, and it said, let me see here, and it said exterior siding and trim for October and November. We're supposed to be completed in June, early June. I can't imagine if, unless the schedule was not optimistic and they had some slack time in it. But it looks like over the next few months, they have to do heating, plumbing, electrical work, drywall, flooring, kitchen, cabinetry, appliances, finished carpentry, paving and grading and landscaping, all before the beginning of June, which sounds pretty aggressive. But I don't have any information otherwise, so that's what I'm just reporting.
Okay.
They have build days scheduled. They have over 50% booked for volunteers, which to me is great. I'm sorry, Joe. The new Tamar is at the end of March. I apologize. The next thing was I wish Susan were here. Apparently, there's something called Mission Sunday at Hingham Congregational, and I guess they have like an information fair or something like that. I guess there's tables. There's going to be a table for Habitat and opportunities to volunteer. The rec fair is Sunday, and I'm doing it. I'm appearing with Michael, so there'll be a table there, and we'll have information flyers, sign up opportunities, and those kinds of things there. So last year people were very interested, and I'm hoping we get some now that the building's up and there's something to look at. I'm hoping we'll get a lot of interest there.
Okay. Are they going to have like donate cards there where people can fill out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We've never had any luck with that before.
Yeah.
And they have a little box that you can put cash in, but there wasn't really a ton donated before. So I think
I don't think the people that attend rec fair know what cash is.
Yeah. I agree.
Everyone Venmos or debits.
Yeah. So, but that's up to them.
Okay.
I haven't got an update of where things are financially. I was going to meet with Tamara and Michael until I heard that she was leaving. So I said to Michael that because I'd like to talk about the closeout of all this and how, what we can do to help. So, but we postponed that till after this Joe guy arrives, and he and Michael and I can meet, and they have a key turnover ceremony, and it sounds like they usually do low key, which is fine, but I just wanted to make sure that Cohasset and our committee at least had an opportunity to participate, help, or whatever, as they close things up. So as I said, that's been put off for a month or so.
Tamara said that's usually in June, and it would be during the week, she mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem I was told is that the site is so small that they can't really do much with much of an audience. I'm willing to approach the Greek church to see if we could park cars over there and maybe have a little tent with refreshments or something like that.
Well, if it's on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday morning, we
not
could
gonna go.
just, we
Yeah.
could just park at the restaurant, you know?
Yeah,
Check
that
with
sounds,
check
yeah.
with the corner stop, yeah.
So anyway, this was just thoughts I had, but I would like to make sure that we, you know, participate and help out if we can, if I can get corner stop to donate, you know, a little brunch or refreshments or something like that, you know, that's a good idea. But we'll work on that in a couple, in a month or so, when we have a better idea of the schedule.
Okay,
Their gala has been postponed, I think partly because Tamara's leaving, so he didn't think, they didn't have a new date for that, which is fine. They've got some new in-kind contributions. Whirlpool is doing the appliances, and Empire is doing Empire, whatever it is. I could probably do the jingle, but I don't know the
Sure.
whole name. Anyway, they're doing the flooring, so that's good. And and the only other thing was, you know, that they had a new director in November named Erin, and apparently she's you know, working hard to on this particular project. They also have one in Easton that's about, you know, this behind us, but moving along. And I saw somewhere that there's another site that they've advertised, but they've mentioned, but I don't remember where that is, and I didn't write it down at the time. But that's sort of the update. Things are moving along. I'm not sure about the schedule. I'm sure we'll hear about more. Michael was going to try to talk to Sherry, the construction manager, to get some you know, better dates, and didn't, you know, he didn't get a chance to talk to her. So, but that's where we are at this point. And Michael seems a little more responsive than we've had previously. So I think that might be helpful. And I'm sure this new Joe is going to be overwhelmed with everything. So I think anything we can do on our end would be great. So
great.
that's my report.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think this is your second year for the rec fair with these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is anyone else gonna go?
No, I think it's fine to just have the two of us. You know, it's he can talk about the mechanics and so forth, and I, you know, I try to see people I know, or you know, kind of give the local flavor. And you know, I'm happy to do it. I think it's helpful for us. It raises the visibility of the project, and that kind of stuff. So I think it's worthwhile, and it's only, you know, it's only a couple of hours in the afternoon on a Sunday, so it's not, you know, not heavy lifting. So not like freezing cold and Christmas.
I know. Yeah, like the Christmas movie. Yeah, like the Christmas movie did. I know.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah,
so that's it.
Okay.
And you know, hopefully one thing I think from the fair might be helpful is getting more volunteers. You know, I know it's mostly young families, and they don't have a lot of extra time. But you know, I'm you know, you never know. So we did get a few people listed last time, and I know Susan had her church group go. I think they already went, and I don't know about any other groups, but you know, I think now that things are up and we it's crunch time. You know, once I meet with these guys to find out what we can do to help, I'm hoping that, you know, I can do more to help them wrap this up.
Yeah, I talked to the youth minister at St. Anthony's. He was trying to get a group together to go volunteer there too. So
good.
Yeah, he's in touch with them already. So I don't know. He might have the age restriction thing. I think they bumped it to 18 now.
For me, I think they're going to need help with landscaping. Susan told me that the garden club is a lot, you know, is authorizing, I think, $500. With that small site, you know, I don't think it'll take a huge amount of work, you know, work and materials, but I think it's the strong young backs that might be helpful with the landscaping and planting and that kind of stuff. So if they, you know, particularly if they're not allowed inside and they're not near the power tools, then it might be helpful to have them use for landscaping and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I know they're trying to get some of the kids together, but like I said, I think Habitat made a change to 18 only.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well, I'm just wondering if we keep them outside in the yard, if that might allow, but who knows?
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll mention it to him. out of town. I'm in Atlanta this weekend, but when I get back, I'll mention it to him.
Great. So that's it, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. That's great. I gotta like to type up. All right, so we're gonna move on to the administrative side. So items not anticipated 48 hours in advance. So I have two things. One is all of our terms are up, I believe, on June 30th.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So we need at least 3 people to say yes again.
I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'm okay with that.
And Fred's enjoying it, so I know he'll be.
Yeah, I already filled out my application on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I'll just remind Susan and Beth, and I'll fill mine out as well.
Yep.
Get that rolling. And it looks like we have a guest on named Carol.
Hi, this is Carol Steinfeld. I had to do some banking, so I arrived late to the Zoom meeting, and I'm still in the parking lot. I heard your comments to the select board about sometimes not being able to vote due to a quorum. And I thought if the standards are low like that, I might be interested in joining Affordable Housing Committee. I have a little bit of background in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry as a marketer, and was involved in a housing justice group in San Mateo, California, a lot of which was about just maintaining fairness in a really hot housing market.
That's terrific. I would encourage you to look at the housing trust.
Okay.
I believe the housing trust has 3 openings.
Oh, that's great. That'd be great.
Is that right, Cassandra?
Yes, they will have 3 open positions.
So, Carol, I can speak a little bit about the trust. Is they kind of handle the monies for the projects that we're doing, and so they are on a different side of the house for us, right? So they're handling the money, they're handling, going to CPC and explaining, what they're doing and the funds that they need to do. And we are a steering committee, so we're like the sales department, we're kind of out looking for housing opportunities that we then present to the select board and then to the trust to say, hey, here's what we have. What do you guys think? So that's what we've got there. Right now.
Well, maybe not either is ideal for me. I'm actually someone who does sort of scout real estate. I actually had a couple wild thoughts about someone's door to knock on, but maybe I'll do it myself when I see him. And we technically qualify for affordable housing and have seen what's available, but based on income, but not on assets.
Yep.
So I could kind of imagine why one of those, the Cushing property, might be empty. I know people looking, and I know why they might prefer to live in Weymouth instead of there. So I have some, I'm out roaming, but it has occurred to me to maybe stick with, I'm sort of in the green building field and interested in organic, affordable housing, as in housing that will be affordable based on where it is and so forth and what it is, instead of formally through the program. But thank you for that. It sounds like it's probably not good for either committee then.
Okay.
I just thought if you needed a quorum, I definitely could be a body.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for help. You don't have to be on the board to help.
No, I mean, that doesn't get you a quorum though. But and I've been on, I used to report on planning boards as a reporter outside of Boston. But thank you for all you do. I'm also a Habitat volunteer.
Oh, terrific.
And
Awesome.
for
Well, listen, keep in touch with us. You know, we've, like I said, I'm assuming that Susan and Beth are going to renew. But of course, you know, the select board accepts all applications from everybody. So there are lots of boards in Cohasset that are available that may fit. Would be
okay, well, it
best.
sounds like I'm off the hook.
Yeah, I know
and,
the housing trust definitely is looking for people.
yeah.
They,
Oh, and I've also been on the board of a how did I forget that? In Palo Alto, California, of a low-income senior housing complex.
Yep.
And well, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. So I'm glad
Okay.
you guys are all set. And
well, why don't you, so we have a town employee, Stephanie Saunders. She's kind of, I don't know if she's officially the social worker for the Tri-Town area, but she's involved in a lot of affordable housing aspects as well. So you may want to network with her to see what's out there. She's really good.
thank you. Yeah, my husband is the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Church. And
Right, in Cohasset Village, right?
I think they all meet like every 2 months or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I know you came down when we did the Christmas stroll
Yeah,
a year and a half ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've attended one of your meetings before.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you and best of luck.
All right. Thank you, Carol. Take care.
You too.
Okay, so up next is approving the meeting minutes from February. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Mary, you're on mute. Aye, okay, thank you, Mary.
Thank
Oh,
you,
the
sorry.
hand is, oh, well, that's my hand that's up. Okay, awesome. All right, and our next meeting is April 22nd.
Yep.
That should be good for everybody. That's technically it's Earth Day according to my calendar. So, anything else, Cassandra? Anything did we miss?
I don't
No?
think so.
Good. All right, awesome.
Paul, did you want to try and attend the trust next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Steve to call me in the morning on his way to work or whatever, because I'm in the truck. I was at the airport. I'm like, it was like 9:15. I'm like, oh shit, the trust meeting. So I was gonna try and dial in from my phone, but I figured it was too late. But yes, when is that?
It is April 16th.
Okay. So they're on what, the third Wednesday, apparently.
Well, usually it's the second, but I will be on vacation, so this month it'll be the third.
Okay, so the 16th is the trust at the strange hour of 8:45, right?
Yes.
Don't miss, okay. And since you're with that group as well, a member of the Capital Budget Committee who is not going to renew her position there, and she's very interested in being on the trust.
Great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I asked her to reach out to Steve Gomer. I don't know, are there on the website, is there an email for him on there? I know for
There is not.
okay, yeah. For some departments, there's emails, for some there isn't. So
He utilizes his personal email primarily, so if she wants to reach out to me, I
okay,
can kind of be the conduit between them.
you got it. Okay. All right. I will get the information from Tracy and put an email out to you guys.
Sure.
Yeah, she's very interested in it. Yeah, she actually does it for a living at one of the larger banks. She works in that department anyway, for affordable housing. Yeah, so I think that'll be great. All right, so I got at least one candidate for you. All right.
Great.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna wish everyone a happy Easter, because that would be the 20th of April before our meeting.
Oh,
Happy
Maybe I'll
Easter.
Maybe I'll see you in the front row, Fred.
Maybe, yeah.
Woo,
I'll
Spiritual-
I'll get you back in there, Fred.
spiritual
Okay.
blackmail.
Yeah. All right, take care.
Take care. Have a great,
Bye-
You guys
bye,
want a
Fred, bye,
motion to
guys.
close?
do I have a motion to,
Motion,
yes,
Adjourn.
thank you. Yes.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Bye.